All right, Grixis Thief. So this is a deck there's definitely some parallels to what this deck is doing compared to Drake. So that's probably the baseline that we want to be comparing to. One of the upsides to gaining the black splash that this deck has is the fact that we get to play both Thought Erasure and Thief of Sanity as like a powerful must-answer threat. Thought Erasure also kind of clears the way so you can like stick Niv-Mizzet on turn 6 and like feel pretty confident that it's not going to die, which is nice. Hey, what's going on, Morden Thade? Life is well. We're hanging out playing some Standard today. So we got some dive downs and some Fell Piercers in here. I've been really impressed with this card in this format right now. There's just so many non-creature spells floating around. It buys a lot of tempo. We also have Pteramander as a cheap threat to get down to kind of ride out to victory. So let's see how it goes. The person who put the deck together originally did not submit Nicol Bolas in it, so we were playing card for card when someone sent it here. That's something we can think about while we're playing. Think like, is this a spot where Nicol Bolas would be good, but we want to cut for it, etc. You did miss Mardu Digitech. I'm gonna keep this on the draw. I've got like a tap land, but I've got double opt. I don't think 22 lands to play Niv is too low, and the reason for that is we have a lot of cards that draw more cards in our deck. So remember, your land count is more than just the color sources or things that you need. Like when you see more cards, your land counts get a little bit weird. Because like opt basically makes it kind of feel like we're playing a smaller deck. The reason why I let on Sulfur Falls as opposed to the Blood Crypt here was exactly for this situation here, which is I went ahead and I drew a second blue source, so I was able to play double Pteramander on 2, whereas if I played Blood Crypt on turn 1, I would never be able to play double blue spell on turn 2. That was intentional lead on the stat plan. And if I hadn't drawn the Watery Grave for the turn, I would have cast Opt before I played my Blood Crypt out. So that way I could have given myself a chance to hit the Watery Grave. All right, I'm going to do this to start. Huh. That's not quite what I'm looking for. Not blocking, might as well attack. And I think I just want to shock and then Lava Coil one of their things here at this point. I'm currently losing this race by a pretty significant margin, so I want to like take some of their pressure off the board. I got 2 instants and sorceries in my bin, so the Pteramanders are still a little ways off of being relevant. If we hit another land, next turn we can go Chart plus Lava Coil. Drawing the Shock's actually really good here, because it means I can go Chart and still play Removal Spell this turn. So, do I want to draw 2 here, or do I just want to kill both their creatures? They didn't have a play for 5 mana, which makes me think they're probably not going to have a play next turn if I kill their Land War Elves, right? I think I just killed both their things here. They could have a removal spell here. Like, they kind of paused when I went to combat, which makes me think they might have, like, an Assassin's Trophy or a cast down. Like, they're like, thinking, like, do I just take this hit for 1, or do I kill this now? But by holding the removal spell, they're waiting to see if I play, like, a Drake or a better threat that they could kill instead. So, yeah, I think they have a removal spell here, and they were just waiting to see if I'd play a better threat out for them. Assassin's Trophy is so good for us. Yes, please. One of your finest islands, please. This costs 4 mana to adapt at the moment. Well, that's annoying, PK Jeff. Sorry, it's giving you a headache. Thought Erasure in. Show me a 6 mana spell. Ooh, that's so greedy. a Dabo. Thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people you can ship those Bezo bucks to every month. Thanks for shipping them here. Well, I mean, I guess they wanted to draw 2 cards with it, right? But it's super punishing that we were able to take them off of it there. And now, this Pteramander is going to level up next turn, which will put it to a 3-turn clock. And we're winning the race by a turn then. Turn 3 Karn Daddy. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way. Or, well, it's a brand new regular tier 1 sub. Well, thank you for the support at any rate. And Tris again, welcome back for 6 months. Thanks for keeping me around, folks. This channel is sponsored by viewers like you. So I'm going to go ahead and scry right away here. And if there's not a card I want on top of my deck, I'm going to go ahead and Thought Erasure just to surveil one here. Because it's pretty likely this card's not doing anything else. Chart of Course. Yeah, I think I actually keep that. Just like in for a draw 2 next turn. Scary Gangster Man, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way. It's a good call, Bob. I think someone else made that suggestion earlier and I missed it. Alright, well, I'm not dead on board and they're dead in 2, so... The little Pteramander that could is just like going to town. This card's really sweet. Maybe I should scry first. Probably doesn't matter much. Yeah, Shock. So I see some people talking about Shock versus Shivan Fire in chat. I really think where the utility of Shock comes in is there's 2 places Shock has utility. The first is that Shock can kill a Teferi after it down ticks. The second is that Shock can be played targeting your opponent when there's no other creatures in play to trigger your Niv-Mizzet, which is a big deal. Welcome to my life, random guy. I can't tell you the number of people that have come up to me at events or like after we've played in an event or like they sub to the channel and they're like, man, Jeff, I heard all these terrible things about you, but then like I actually interacted with you and it was like very reasonable. And it was like, yeah, it's like, you ever play the telephone game when you were younger? Like you sit in a circle and you whisper something around and like after 12 people, what was whispered changed because people like just hear different things. The Grapevine, yep. This should lock the game up here. Dive down. Niv is not fair. It really is. It's just like, oh, you had a removal spell for my big scary. Nope. Been watching far too much of your stream in my free time. I'm starting to take your chat rules to real life situation. I'm turning 30 this year. I'm not supposed to still be improving as a person. It is an endless goal. We are all, hopefully we're all constantly improving. Well, welcome to a live one, Liquid Cry. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. So Stroke's good here. I have a lot of cards that I feel like I want here. So like, what are my trims? Knight of Malice and Grace with the History. Is that feasible? It's okay. I think if I was going to try a different 2-drop in the main deck of the Black White Angels deck, I would try Orzhov Enforcer. I like that card a lot. As someone who's known Jeff since long before he started streaming, only 30% of the awful things people say are true. That's good. That's good. I feel like if we're like less than half, that's a reasonable metric. What are my trims here? Thanks, Joan Sith. I appreciate you stopping in to leave a positive comment. Just submit 69. Hashtag YOLO. Is my trim opt logic just like gonna continue to be here? Maybe I don't want these. This seems fine. Let's do this. I'm gonna do this. As I get older, I realize that all humans don't know everything. No one is perfect. We've all been improving. Yeah. And like, knowing you kind of suck at something is the first step of getting better at it, right? Even life. I wonder if it's even worth it to go through my Twitter mentions after I'm done streaming today. I've cleared like 20 plus mentions like 6 times since I started streaming today. I've blocked a couple of randoms that I saw that were super obnoxious in there in the middle, but we'll see. It's probably worth it to go through the actual mentions half of it. There were a couple of actual, someone took the time to cite a specific instance of things that's probably worthwhile looking at. You must not have been here earlier, Orza. I told this story earlier, so if you've been here all day, you're gonna hear a repeat. I gave up ever envisioning appeasing everyone while I make content, because I was reading this Reddit thread and someone took the time to try and tear down something that Day9 had done. And if you've never watched Day9's content, he's kind of like the Mr. Rogers of Twitch. He's like super upbeat and just like genuinely having a good time, and just like if people can take the time to tear into him, it doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna get torn into no matter what you do. Day9 is the least offensive human on the internet. I would believe that to be the case. He's just like very super genuine with everything he does. We actually have 3 new emote slots right now, so I need to work with my buddy and get some stuff in there. I like my opponent taking my card advantage there. That's the way I'm really gonna get ahead in this matchup is by a card like that. And then playing the Steam Vents lets them know what I drew for the turn, but I don't really care. Like, getting my lands into play untapped later is pretty valuable. Thanks, Wraith PK. I think it's pretty egotistical to say I don't have anything that needs changing, but I think it's a lot less than some of the people that really dislike me say. All right, what do we got? Man, you know, spell counter. Removal spells I can't spell pierce are rude. No, we're guaranteed dyeing my hair pink. I made that promise at 4,000 points. If we hit 4,400 by the end of the month, I'm gonna dye my beard pink to match. I hope you feel better, Broadcast. Thanks for being here. When you resub, it should give you the option to post a message with it before you send the notification through. Teamer Phoenix was absurd. I genuinely feel like that Teamer deck might have broke it. It was very, very good. Yikes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and Lava Coil the Hydroid Grixis here, just so I don't get beat down. Maybe this treasure map can pull us in. Luca Dog, thanks for the Prime. I appreciate that. Hey, thanks, Alex Jet. I appreciate the 2/3 of a year. Gosh, man, Spell Pierce, I sung your praises all day today, Spell Pierce, and now you just gotta sit here and do me dirty. Susakur, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Someone asked how long I'm going to keep them pink for. Well, I'm going to get it professionally done. So that usually lasts a couple of months at least. A month or more at least, I believe. And then maybe we'll keep it pink for as long as we stay above the 4K sub points. Because a lot of these sub points were very generous gifts for my regulars who are awesome. Hey, here's the next 4K. Thank you, Talarian. Hope you're having a swell day wherever you're at. All right, so I'm going to ditch this. I'm going to shock this in, and I'm going to go ahead and Lava Coil the Chupacabra. Dye your chest hair. The Teamer Phoenix deck we played was just card for card. The deck list that Ryan Overtures played at the Open. Talarian just wants the pink beard. I was going to say, maybe we'll just keep the hair pink for as long as we stay above the threshold. But I do expect us to drop back down probably next month, because a lot of those were gifts, right? From some of the generous regulars. Not recently. It's been a while since we've tried Azure Gateway. What does my wife think about the incoming pink hair? She doesn't care. I mean, look at me. Can I possibly get uglier, chat? Like, the pink hair might even be an upgrade. We don't really know, right? Thanks, Susur. I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I think I'm going to cut 2 of these spell pierces. I'm not sure if that's correct, but they did betray me, so I feel like I should. I'm going to put my ops back in. Don't underestimate the human ability to get uglier. That's true. I do at least, like, make sure to, like, shave and stuff regularly. I should probably cut the Unmoored Ego. I hate that card. We're gonna go ahead and trim that one after this one. That was in the viewer submitted sideboard, and this one got bumped at the last second, so I didn't clear it. What razors do I shave with? My wonderful Harry's razor, of course. Hashtag sponsored. Their stuff's really good. So, like, for all my personal sponsors scrolling on this banner here, before I take any of them on, I always sample their products before I use them. And if they're not good stuff, I don't take them on as sponsors. There was a GP down the street. Would I attend? Yeah, definitely. If there was like a standard Grand Prix in like Indianapolis or Milwaukee, I'd probably go. Those are like less than 3 hours from me. If people wanna ever meet up and get stuff signed at large events, I will be at Gen Con this summer. I'm definitely going to be there. I'm also going to be at the Nerd Rage Gaming event in Bloomington, Illinois in March. Gen Con's a great time though. I think I'm gonna mulligan this. May not always agree with the way you deal with issues, but I never have all the info to disagree with people in life. You're the most popular MTG streamer for a reason. Well, thank you, Bulgarian. I appreciate that. I think I mulligan this, right? I'm gonna mulligan this. This hand is much better. Good mulligan. I've been new to Modern, and I've been feeling pretty bad about my performance recently. Watching your content has made me feel better, and I 4-0'd my first FNM. Congrats, Grampnar. And thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We're gonna bottom that because we're looking for a land tier. I'm from the middle of Illinois, so I'm in Bloomington, Illinois, the center of the state. I'm like equidistant Chicago, so like if I'm in the middle, Chicago's up here, Indy's over here, and St. Louis is down here. Excuse me. We tried a couple of changes from the page. The Mardu aggro deck we played, honestly, earlier was, like, really awkward. I think I'm probably going to end up taking it off my website. I generally don't play Magic at Gen Con. So, like, Gen Con, my wife and I do a reasonable amount of board gaming. So, and she does more than I do. So, we usually just do board game stuff at Gen Con. The Modern Mornings are all right. Like, when we play good decks, I really enjoy the Modern Mornings. Like, the Phoenix deck we played this morning was awesome. Why didn't they play Merfolk Branchwalker on 2? I would like to take your Vivian away. It hurts to bin a Thief against black-green, but I just need to draw a land here. We're to go to the Energy in Bloomington. Do you have any hotel recommendations? I'm pretty sure the event is at a hotel. Like 99% sure. Do you write the trip off your taxes as a research? Yes, of course. Everything I do that's gaming related gets written off. Games are my job. No, they had a basic forest. They had a basic forest right here. They had basic forest Branchwalker and didn't play the basic forest on 2. They probably just misclicked, right? Like, there's not really a meaningful reason to not play it right away. Don't tell me you drew a Chupacabra. Stop it. Stop it. Hydroid Grixis, sure. Got this Lava Coil. I think Prime Speaker Vanifear is going to see any Modern plays as a substantial threat. I'd be very surprised if it did. Would be very surprised. is my third spell in there, so if I draw another land next turn, I can actually activate Pteramander, which is sweet. I would love a Hydrate Grixis, thank you. It's another 2/2 flyer, God bless. Yeah, downtown Indianapolis is A+. I love that they're a set of Skywalks. Yeah, we've played some Merfolk on stream. If you go to my website and click Standard Decks, you can scroll through everything that we've played up there. You'd also just search on YouTube for it. Search Jeff Hoagland Merfolk. You should be able to find some stuff there. The new non-rotating format will be coming this fall. When this current standard format rotates mid-October, it's like mid-October, it's like October 20th or something usually, we'll get a new thing. So, I'm not dead on board. I might be dead on board here in a second. Do you ever come out to the Seattle area? I do not, unfortunately. It's pretty far out for me. I think they will support the new format in paper. I really hope so. There's how many cards in here? Only 3. So if I Lava Coil, I can't pump up a Pteramander. I think we're dead here, unfortunately. I don't know what that is, Squee. What's the best lines? Like, I can, like, make a Pteramander. The fact that Vraska's Contempt gains them too is the biggest issue. If I attack with anything... I mean, Thought Erasure plus Mill a Spell doesn't really accomplish much, right? Yeah, I think we're dead. Oh, audio's getting wonky. Enjoy the sponsor screen for a half second. Let's go ahead and reload here. Yeah, I can Coil Bronzedon and, like, block a couple of things, but I'm just chump blocking at that point, right? And I don't have 6 lands to get back to a Niv-Mizzet, so, like, I'm not going anywhere with that point. They have a Vraska's Contempt on top of their deck, chat, so, like, I know they're drawing a removal spell. So, like, I realize I could be not dead to the board, but the fact that I know they have the Vraska's Contempt on top means that I can't just leave just one creature back, because then I die. The Teamer Phoenix deck is a modern deck, and it's from the Star City Games tournament. I am sponsored. I'm sponsored by viewers like you. Y'all are great. I have the best sponsors in the world, chat. I'm sponsored by Tempo Storm. I'm sponsored by all these wonderful people on the scroller. We're great here. I agree. Winning the die roll here was huge. Coin flip, whatever you want to call it. Anything about Drake splashing white? It's interesting. Is Clarion worth splashing for? Would be the question. Like, if you think Clarion's good enough that you should splash for it, it's not unreasonable, most likely. It's possible that I was too aggressive with my second Lava Coil there. Hey, DMS, thanks for the biddies. I appreciate it. Definitely don't have time for this. Do I have time for this? I think I have time for this. I think I just need to, like, hope this does something. There's a good chance this just, like, eats a removal spell and dies, right? Yeah, if you're a subscriber to the channel on Set Nonsense, you can pull up my past Twitch VODs and check them out now. Otherwise, it'll be up on my YouTube channel later tonight. Yikes. Probably dead here. Just gonna take too much damage here. And, like, they missed a land drop last turn, which means they currently have 5 spells in their hand. Alright, Spell Pierce had text at least. One of the many matchups for Spell Pierce is good. If I draw a Niv-Mizzet and their hand is bad, we could be okay. This matchup, Lilibad, thanks to 11 months, welcome back. This matchup seems like it's going to be much, much worse for us than it would be for something like Drake's, right? Like, our deck doesn't have, like, the X4s that could just, like, block their stuff meaningfully like Drake's is going to have. Map's probably a little slow. Niv-Mizzet's probably a little slow. Price of Fame's probably not good enough. I don't think I want extra Thought Erasures here. Yeah, we're not good at closing the game out either. Yeah, I should cut the ego. I restarted the client and forgot to cut the ego. I'll make a note to do that after this match. The Dragonskull Summit Island hands are, you know, just like gonna happen sometimes. Alright. I wonder, this is probably going to be a turn 4 Thief, so that way I can protect it with Dive Down, ideally. I think is my plan. I'm going to put this into play tapped, and then we'll opt into another blue source, or another land here. Hey, Q Mahoney, thank you for the brand new... Thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Say Chain Whirler, sure. Deal. Alright, come at me. Double removal spell here. Like Justice Strike or Lava Coil? Definitely Lava Coil. The exile clause on Lava Coil is like absurdly relevant. Oof. And I guess like it's not surprising that they had double removal there, because like they did do nothing for the first few turns, right? They had to have something in their hand. So, I mean, we're kind of treading water here as far as like their threats go, but like I don't have a clock in play and I don't have a way to generate card advantage. So like 1-for-1ing, especially when their deck is like has a bunch of draw twos in it, is like not fantastic for us. Hey, Fliptoes, thanks for 10 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. All right, let's try and clean up the details in this deck a little bit. Get some more 4-ofs in here, basically. All right, I'm gonna trim these couple of treasure maps. I'm gonna get an extra Thief of Sanity here so I can get some more threats in. I think I just want all these Thought Erasures. Just like curve nice, 1, 2. Hey, Cruder. Yeah, the viewer count's been very good since we switched to doing more Arena. Arena's super popular for a reason. It's very, very good. So, Bedevil, we are nowhere near casting, just because we only have 12 black sources. In fact, even just by putting more Thought Erasures in the deck and another Thief of Sanity, I think I want 1 or 2 more black sources in this deck, most likely. The problem is you need to keep your red count high for Niv. Like, even our red count for Niv might be a little bit questionable. We have a lot of cantrips, though, which helps a little bit, too. Maybe it's good enough. I think I just need to be a little bit greedier and cut this and put another Watery Grave in. Nah, I think Pteramander is fine. I think having more threats is reasonable. I don't want to go down on so many threats that I, like, can't actually close the game out, right? Alright, let's get the full boat of Moment of Cravings in here, just because mono red is scary. Trim an Unmoored Ego, put a Negate in. The rest of this seems pretty reasonable. Star of Extinction seems like kind of a pipe dream, so I think I'm going to trim that and put another stroke in. Let's give this a try. Still same core idea, but a little bit more 4-ofs to round out the main deck. How do I get a lot of wild cards? The most powerful card in Magic Arena is the credit card. And through the power of the credit card, you can unlock as many wild cards as you choose. It's very, very strong. Some could argue it's imbalanced even. RNG play Pokemon. Thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I really appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Welcome. That's such a good tagline. The one card WotC will never ban. Are my notifications foobar? Oh, there we go. Is there a limit on how many times I can tap my credit card? Yeah, it's called the credit limit, but it's usually pretty high for most people. I hope the credit card's balanced, otherwise the deck collectors are gonna be coming for you. A+. I'm gonna give you a tiny clap for that one. It feels like it's deserved. All right, I think I'll take Lava Coil here. I need to eventually get my threats to stick. Like, obviously this Thief is gonna die to the other Lava Coil, but remember, Demir Spy, it's not that they... God, it bugged again, huh? Yeah. It's not that they dislike the positive things that I say. They just want me to say the positive things while explicitly not saying the bad things. You know, they didn't express any, like, disdain for my, you know, glad we have 2 of these, God bless. So we're looking for a dive down or a Thought Erasure here so we can get through this Lava Coil. And I think I'm going to go ahead and keep the other Discovery to dig deeper next turn. Once we take this this bird off the table, they really don't have any pressure, so we kind of can afford to, like, turtle around with this. The credit card doesn't work right when sleeved. Yikes! That is, oh, we're dead? We're dead. I hate you, Burgle. I hate you so much. This is entire... In fact, Burgle, I just want you to know that you brought this darkness on our house, and you're gonna take a timeout for it. This is your fault. Oh my gosh. Spell Pierce, right on time. Right on time, Spell Pierce. Right on time, Spell Pierce. I think this Vivian's unbeatable. I think the Vivian's unbeatable. How do we feel about the Vivian?
Come to me.
Alright. Alrighty, we're done here. Got it. She is incredibly rude. I stand with Burgle. Timeout, please. Swords, do your thing. Hostage Taker sounds great here. Do I want Disdainful Stroke? Do I want Disdainful Stroke? Probably. They have Phoenix and Vivian. Excuse me. Here's my pink hair ASMR stream. What's going on? Welcome back. If we hit 4,400 sub points by the end of the month, we will We will dye. I'm going to be dyeing my beard pink to match my pink hair. I appreciate their answer, but asking you to be explicitly positive seems awful considering your negative feedback can be constructive to any number of things. Yeah, I agree. That's why I said that's okay. I don't think a relationship's gonna work between us. I thank them for their time, and I ended the call. I understood where we were at, and it wasn't a place that I wanted to be, and that's okay. What else do I want to trim here? I probably want these Spell Pierces. I'm going to take out the Discoveries, just like trim the filler. I think Opt is better than Discovery here, just because it's cheaper to cast. What prompted the call? I reached out to them to find out what exactly I'd done to not get invited to the Invitational, since I have such a large presence in the Magic community. And they basically just confirmed, like, something that I always knew, right? Like, I'd always kind of joked on stream that, like, they didn't like me for the things that I say and the feedback that I give, but they, like, just kind of validated it for me. My hair is going to be pink. I haven't gotten it done yet, because we have the beard stretch goal. I'm going to go in and get it all done at once. Well, it could be sooner. If we hit the 4,400 goal, I'll make plans to go do it. I think I just take the Rekindling Phoenix here, because it's the most annoying. What's the dollar amount needed to skip ahead to being a mod? Usually $500 worth of stuff. Whether it's sub gifts or donations or bits or something like that. Nox was invited but declined because that's round about the time his next child is due, which is very understandable. And they also originally didn't invite Caleb Durward, which they since corrected, thankfully. Because he is also one of the largest Magic streamers out there. The last couple of months, like me, Caleb, and Nox have been like the top 3 pretty consistently. I think Phrastus Contempt's is a little bit hard on our mana, so we only have 12 black sources in the deck. It's a little bit muddled on the math just because that just has to resolve. It's a little bit muddled on the math just because we have so many cantrips, but why not take the Grixis? Because I don't think I really care about the Grixis. No, they didn't invite Allie or Jim Davis either. But Allie and Jim Davis, while they do great content, their numbers are a little bit lower than, like, me, Nox, and other things like that. Nox is huge, though. Like, you have to understand that, like, because Nox came from Hearthstone, go compare my follower count of 49,000, which is a very high follower count for a Magic streamer, to, like, Nox. I think Nox is, like, 500,000 or something absurd like that. Like, compare my follower count to, like, Nox or Savitz or anybody that's come from Hearthstone or another card game. Correct, yeah, they initially never talked to Caleb. Sure, yeah. And they didn't, but they obviously didn't dole invites out based on viewer count, right? Like they use some internal metric that none of us know. And it's their event, right? They can invite whoever they want. Like, it's perfectly fine. Who has access to the Tron button? I did forget. Can't block, they have a Lava Coil, and I have a Turn, of course. Alright, well, believe it or not, untap with Niv-Mizzet win the game, still true. Yeah, she withdrew and they gave her spot to Caleb. Yeah, I agree, Duo. Like, I agree it's not the best metrics, but it's definitely a metric that they measure, right? Like, there was someone who streams a lot of Counter-Strike that's been streaming a bit of Arena who has, like, almost 200,000 followers, but, like, only has a couple hundred viewers when they play Arena. I didn't sub, but it's asking me to share my 14-month anniversary. Will the pink be an afro? My hair doesn't grow that way, so. She was not a middle schooler. Not a middle schooler. I don't know who came up with that narrative, but yeah. I think Just Guy Control is the best Niv deck. I think so, yeah. I think I beat an untapped Niv once. I ended up making them draw. It just felt good. Yeah, I agree, Nerdster. It's like, you know, I've streamed games that aren't Magic on occasion, and I haven't been streaming non-Magic games because I just haven't had time. But, like, when I stream a non-Magic game, like, my average viewer count is, like, 30 to 40%, if that, of my average when I stream Magic. What board games my wife and I play? I think I have a command. Board games. Haha, there's a Twitter status. That's, that Twitter picture has some of our favorites in it. I agree, Greaseball. In fact, when the WotC representative told me, and this is a quote, they told me I needed to act more like a business, which I assume meant that I needed to be less personal and censor the things that I say more. And think about the business repercussions of the things that I've said. And my response to that was actually exactly what you said there. I think the reason why so many of my viewers connect with me and are willing to support the content that I make is because I am genuine in what I do. The reason why I have the support that I have, I feel, is because I am genuine in what I do. Well, I mean, to be fair, that's what it was about, right? They were saying, like, if I want to be invited to things like the Invitational, I need to be more like a business. They're saying, hey, if you're gonna act like a human being and like put us on blast, you like aren't gonna get invited to things like this, which is fair. They're entitled to do that. So we're kind of between a rock and a hard place here, right? Like, they have this Shivan Fire, which sucks for a Thief of Sanity. I guess I just put this into play tapped and then Lava Coil one of these, so I'm, like, not dying on board. They have so much pressure, I can't just afford to, like, jam Thief here. Yeah, I think we need to coil just to, like, stem the bleeding here. Is well organized, very regular and consistent, and you don't do obvious mistakes. There's many questionable playthroughs here. I don't think it's so much about being genuine. I disagree, Valeris. If that was the case, there would be a lot of other people who make fewer mistakes than I that would have more support. Welcome back, Burgle. Yeah, I agree. They definitely could have given me the runaround. Like I said, it was freeing or vindicating in a way to like hear what I thought was the case confirmed, basically. I'm here exclusively for the mistakes. What's going on? Happy accidents, as we like to call them, right? Just the happiest of accidents. They have a Shivan Fire in their hand, Burgle. It's kind of hard to see under their portrait, but they have a shock. So I might just be dead here. Because like they get to adapt this next turn. Grixis is actually exactly what I needed here, because Grixis lets me gain 1 life, which means, oh wait, I just needed a jump blocker, right? But this is still pretty good. So this lets me jump here and then take 5, and maybe we can get going. Oh, I take 6 with the Light Morale, so I did need to gain 1 because they have 5. So they like pump this up, and then they go here. It's like the parents who don't want the teachers marking their kids' paper wrong. Those were my favorite conversations with parents. I student taught high school for a semester during undergrad, and I realized I realized very quickly that the thing I never wanted to deal with was parents that come in and go, "Why'd you fail my child?" It's like, well, your child failed your child. Like I just gave them the grade that they earned. They did the work. I agree. It's only blasting if I am needlessly negative. And I feel like I've tried really hard to not be needlessly negative. My favorite part, so they're actually, I've taught college, and especially at the community college level, parents come in and ask for their kids' grades. And the best part about teaching college is you get to be like, I'm legally not allowed to tell you how your child's doing in this class. Ask them yourself. You just described my entire grad school teaching experience. And in Illinois, at least, the student, if they're not a minor, you can't disclose what their grades are to the parent. Just like, you gotta ask them, I can't tell you. Yeah, they have to sign the form. Yep. And usually they have it. Is it a federal thing? Okay. I don't know the details. I don't like to be misquoted. I didn't want to say it was everywhere if it wasn't everywhere. Teamer stuff, huh? We just take Jade Light Ranger here? Like, hope they miss on land drops? Thanks, Dr. Goldhead. I also like how someone who was assuring me that people aren't here because of my outspokenness wasn't subscribed. Just like, yeah, the people who pay my bills regularly tell me that they pay my bills because of how I conduct myself. So, you know, more inclined to listen to the people who pay my bills. Yikes! That's awkward. Thanks, Dallas. Hey, appreciate you being here. And I'm sure, as the direct example that they gave me is they were upset that I used the word disappointed to describe something that happened with Magic Arena. They were upset that I tweeted I was disappointed with the change that they made. Do I enjoy MTG less now that it's my job? Nah. If this felt like work, I'd just go back to doing a regular job. Sometimes like the details surrounding what I do can be a little bit tedious, but it's important that I do the extra stuff to stay organized. Left to be a grown-up, came back, and you're still going. What's going on, Tumbledwire? I appreciate that. That was the only one they referenced. One of my Moscow universities got suspended because there was grading. a certain gender above the other ones. They conducted initial tests. It turns out they got better marks because they studied harder to earn them. Wow, that... Yep. Hey, Temple Dwyer. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I don't think I block here, right? Because they just like Lava Strike and kill this. That was a phenomenal draw. Do you have a build you think is strongest for Gates? Yeah, Gates is one of the decks you can find on my website. And actually, if you go to coolstuffinc.com, I had an article post today that has a sideboard guide for my preferred build of Gates as well. Lava Coil, Lava Coil. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. This is good. I was about to be a little bit disappointed. I thought we were going to untap win it with Niv and possibly not win. Thankfully, he proved me wrong. So I'm going to cast this. They can spell pierce it, but like I draw a card. Like, so I'm still like drawing 2 cards here, right? So this is fine. Yeah, I included the mirror in the sideboard list. Don't be disappointed. That's bad and not business-like. You're not wrong. All right, so do I try and push for lethal here? Do I try and push for lethal here? So so this chart deals 3, this could deal 1. And this deals 5. Yeah, the chart kills the dragon potentially here. Hey, Cheddar. Thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I wonder if I'm supposed to spell pierce my own spell here. It's very possible. Gosh, chat. Gosh, we didn't think we were gonna get there. Come on now. Am I gonna be short now? I think I'm gonna be 1 short. This game's so easy. Easy game. Alright, so... they're playing, like, teamer stuff. They have, like, wild growth walkers. These shocks probably aren't very good. Spell Pierce definitely seems mediocre. As per mid-range seems really sweet. We played it a few times. It's one of the many hero decks that's really good. Hero of whatever it's called is quite fantastic. Bring in some of my better removal spells here in Rail and this. You think this is better than Shock? Yeah, I could see that. I'd buy that for $1. Cut the last one, bring in a Stroke for like their dragons and their phoenixes. Let's give this a try. How do decks get their names? Yeah, so just like we have guilds that represent the different 2-color combinations in Magic, the 3-color combinations like Grixis and Sultai and Esper, those harken back to Magic storyline moments, basically. So there's different... Not safe for WotC emote. That's a fantastic idea. We do have a few I'm gonna write that one down. That just sounds like good, clean living. I personally do prefer Jeskai to Esper. I really like the closing power that Jeskai presents. I think I'm using this Pteramander to gain 4 this turn.
See if you're worthy.
Fair.
Sometimes restoration means retribution.
This gives me like 2 blockers, so like I can't get the Phoenix back next turn after it dies, so the Phoenix goes to their bin, but I will still have an egg left over, so I can like trade with one of their things, then have an egg. We are dead to Lava Coil here, and we're dead to a dragon. They get some looks here.
Nature.
So we are dead to a number of things at the moment, including that. Your opponent. There's so many things that yoinked in this format, it's great. Is your favorite Nicol Bolas deck so far Grixis Dragons? Yeah, definitely. It's a good mix of like proactive and controlling elements in that one. And not reveal too much of my hand. Well, I mean, I conceded there because they were attacking for lethal. They were gonna like give the dragon haste and then smack me. But also like that was game 2, so like they kind of already know what's going on out of my deck. I guess I'm gonna do this first in case I hit a shock land. Double Ral here is really awkward. We're gonna do this is gonna be our last match of this deck. We'll do a wrap up on it in a second. I'm kind of medium on what this build is doing overall. I feel like this ended up just like being like a bad build of Drakes basically. Like what Thief is doing in this deck is just like worse than just being proactive, I think. I'm like, we've messed up the mana for the sake of adding Thief and Thought Erasure, and I think just like Spell Pierce and Dive Down probably do enough. You think there's a Temur Niv deck? Possibly. There's actually a Temur Dragons deck in my deck queue that's going to be coming up at some point soon. So if we hit a land next turn, we get to tap out for Ral, which is nice. Yeah, Thief is sweet, but sometimes better to kill the opponent instead of being sweet. I agree with that assessment. I feel like this deck was Please bin it. Please bin it. Yeah, we're just dead. You should leave a comment on the article, Vassal. My editor must not have caught it. And that's partly on me, too. I submitted the article late. Yeah, I feel like this deck was doing some things that Pirates was doing, and this deck was doing some things that Drake's was doing. And we played a few decks like this today, right? Or like in general, like the Mardu aggro deck was kind of middling between two different things. And like when you do two different things, you do neither of them well, you end up with kind of an underpowered, disjointed collection of cards. The Gates deck, you can find all of my articles on Cool Stuff Inc. Or specifically bit.ly/Google articles. So, yeah, I think if you wanted to do something similar to this, I would recommend either going in the directions of playing blue-red Drakes or playing blue-black Pirates specifically, rather than trying to, like, meet in the middle, like this build is trying to do. Just, like, trying to play, like, triple red cards and black, and, like, you just kind of lack closing power a little bit. And there were a lot of games where, like, we were trying to race, and we couldn't sit there and leverage the advantage from Thief of Sanity. We just, like, didn't have the mana to do so. Oh, man. Oh, man. Are we going to move up some ranks? We can, we're going to play a good deck. Before we play, I'm going to put a 4th Grixis in here, though, because that's insanity not having 4. Good decks. What stream is this? What did I walk into? Why are we playing good decks? It's impressive seeing where all the people stand. Like, I just skimmed some of my Twitter notifications, and I blocked a couple of people that I know I'm not going to respond to, but, like, the people who, like, are telling me I'm the problem in all of this, and, like, I should just, like, be nicer to WotC. It's like, all right, good to know where you all stand. Part of me really wishes that I was more petty still, and just like people are like, you weren't added for a reason. Just like tweeted out links to these stupid other streamers that have like got invited and were doing rancid things to people on their stream. Just like be the bigger person. Oh, I should update this since I added a Grixis. Now I think Cry's great. Cry's real good.